What is going on, guys? My name is Noonan, and today I bring you another Super Senso guide video. In this video, we're going over Phantasmo. This unit is extremely strong. If I were to say, he's probably in the top 2 for the strongest Sensos right now. Very, very meta. As of patch 1.7.2, he's strong, and don't take this Senso lightly. But let's go over what makes him good, what doesn't make him good, his overall stats, and let's jump right into it. So Phantasmo, as of right now, he has 390 health, so his health is a little bit higher, but he doesn't have any armor. So once again, you got to be very careful with his placements in the damage that he's taking, because he can be killed very easily because of that armor, the lack of armorage. But his baseline health is a little bit higher than other Sensos that do not have the armor. His attack is only 90, but he doesn't really need high attack because he plays kind of differently. You don't really rely on his attack damage to make him good, and I'll kind of explain that later. The charge is 3, very standard for every Senso. His movement is 2, kind of lackluster. He cannot move very far, but his range is 2 to 4, which is absolutely insane. He's essentially like a ranger or a longbow. This man can grab you from across the field, pull you in, nuke you down, and end any unit that kind of gets in his range. Honestly, right now, his reach was what makes him incredibly powerful. So going over his passive ability is when he hits a unit, as long as there's a space in front of Phantasmo himself, or basically any open slot, he will hit the unit and pretty much bring him in. So essentially, his attack acts as a pull. So if you hit a unit from 2 to 4 spaces away and they do not die, they'll be sucked in right in front of Phantasmo, so as long as there's a space for them to come in and kind of land there. Why this makes Phantasmo so insanely powerful is you do not have to be aggressive with Phantasmo. Basically, you sit back, kind of like how I recommend playing the Star Shot, sit back, pick off units. But what's nice about Phantasmo is now you're picking the units that you're bringing in to pick off and kill. It's not waiting for the enemy, you're bringing the enemy to you. So that's why this Senso is absolutely dangerous. He is a scary guy. He's tough to deal with, but he is counterable. He's definitely counterable. So some good cards that pay really good compliments to Phantasmo passive is the Ranger. Ranger is incredibly powerful with it. Phantasmo Ranger combo right now is really broken for early level play. It's tough for new players to deal with, especially if they don't have the warp card. So if you're sitting back and you're going second actually, and you have that 8 gel, you can call in the double Rangers and sit back with Phantasmo and start bringing people in and absolutely demolishing them with the Ranger. Same could be said with the Longbow. If you guys want to roll Longbow, works in the same way the Ranger does, but the Longbow has Armor Shred, which is really solid. And basically any kind of long range, high damage unit pairs very well with Phantasmo. Now, where Phantasmo starts to fall off is decks that are very aggressive. Now, if somebody has a hyper aggressive dex with a carrier sapper combo, so if you guys don't know what that is, basically you roll with the shuttle, or not the shuttle, my bad. No, yeah, it's the shuttle. Oh my god, I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. Yeah, it's the shuttle, and you throw ahead and throw a sapper in there, and you start coming in and start nuking units down and laying that heavy damage on the on basically all of the units in Phantasmo himself. Basically, he can be nuked down really quickly, and once you get up close and personal in his face, he really can't do much, and with that lack of armor, he gets shredded down very easily. So hyper-aggressive decks very early on, if you can get those warps in with the sapper combos, Phantasmo's done. But if somebody doesn't have a deck built like that, and you can start picking off units and other things like that, warp combos with the sniper, sitting back and pulling units in with those high damage units and start picking off every single unit that the enemy starts spawning, it's GG, boys. It's easy victories from there. So Phantasmo overall, a very strong unit. I would say he's easily a contender for one of the best Sensos in the game right now. So if you guys are looking for something that's very in the meta, that's going to bring you to, you know, pretty much the top of the leaderboards and play very competitively, Phantasmo is one that I see very often. I've played with him a few times. He probably one of my second or third favorite Sensos in the game right now. But overall, very powerful and very viable. And what's great about him is you get him very early on. It doesn't take too long to get this Senso, which is really nice. So it gives you guys access to an extremely powerful Senso early on, so you guys can start playing competitive and getting those really OP deck builds and strategies and other things like that. But other than that, I mean, that's pretty much it for Phantasmo. Not too much else to really go over with him. The setup for him is kind of simple. Once you kind of understand, you got to sit back and pull in units. It's pretty much easy going from there. But if you guys have enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more. But as always, guys, don't forget to have fun while you're playing Super Senso.